Softly and carry a big stick for self-defense. I'm talking about your bo or your long martial arts staff, the Japanese bo, Okinawan bo, or the Korean jangbong, silambam, the Indian martial arts using the long martial arts staff. Doesn't matter what it is, Chinese, Kung Fu, Wushu, long martial arts staff. They're all about the same. It's basically a big stick. You put it between you and the threat, point, smash, right? Just thrusting through. You come down at the angle, come across horizontally, down on top. You can lift them up. You can do a lot of damage for self-defense using the long martial arts staff. I'm going to show you how to speak softly, carry a big stick. Martial arts bow staff training at home starts with a simple warm-up, turning from side to side. Your hand is closed. You're getting blood to flow into the joints. Warming up, strengthening grip, bring it into the other hand. You're going to do 30 seconds per hand, just coming back and forth. And if you like training with martial arts weapon, you like training martial arts at home, you like the bow staff, please give me the thumbs up. It's good to see you, Garen. You're coming side to side, out and back. Just going side to side. I like to grab the staff. I do it daily when I can. Lately, I haven't had as much time, but it's still my favorite martial arts weapon, the long martial arts staff. Going side to side builds strength in the hand, increases the flexibility. You want to learn how to speak softly, carry a big stick. Do your martial arts bow staff training at home. Make sure you do a proper warm-up. Keep your body safe from injury. After you've done this side-to-side spinning, I want you to go into a figure eight to get more flexibility into the wrists, more strength into the hands. This is a timing and distance drill. You're not going to use this for fighting. What you're going to use is standing behind it and smashing, thrusting, coming at that angle, coming across, down on top. What you're going to use is put it in the backhand, lift it up, thrust through the middle, smash, bringing it through, bringing it down on top. But you're going to warm up with these simple side-to-side motions. Figure eight, also known as an endless spin, also known as an infinity spin. It makes that sideways figure eight. You're kind of like carving it with your thumb. Keep getting these pop-ups on the phone. Let's try to get rid of those. All right, so you're coming down. Hello, Naj. It's good to see you. Coming side to side. Then I'm going to put it into my other hand, and in the other hand, I'm going to do the same thing, just carving that sideways figure eight. If you like doing martial arts training with me or any martial arts training, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And those of you who are members, I really appreciate you very much. Coming from side to side, what I'm doing here is I'm changing at the pinky. The pinkies come together, right? Palms are facing the sky. I'm changing from one hand, putting it into the other hand on the same side of my body when I'm doing that forward spin. So I'm coming over and spinning. I had a few steps forward, a few steps backward. That gets my heart rate up. It's going to lean you out faster. You're going to get fighting fit. You're going to learn how to speak softly, carry a big stick for self-defense, martial arts, bow staff training at home. It's super simple. Starts with a good warm-up. After you've done that for a while, I want you to go into your butterfly spin. The butterfly spin, you have one hand on top, one hand on bottom. You start with the palms facing up. You turn this hand over. The bottom hand turns all the way out. See how the thumb of my top hand touches the pinky of my bottom hand. And then I'm going to keep my wrists together, but pull my hand up and out of the way so it can spin by. After it gets by, I turn my palm up so that it can slide into my thumb. Now this is why we call that the butterfly. It makes the butterfly. There are the wings, there the head. And Garen says if you spin slightly off center, it builds a lot more strength too. Absolutely. Once you get good at this stuff, modify the way you train. Challenge yourself. Get off center, like Garen says. See if you can't get stronger that way. After a while, turn it back the other way, but don't change the hand that's on top. Learn how to go in both directions. You're just going over and over, side to side. After you've done that for a while, separate your hands and go into what I like to call a deconstructed butterfly, also known as a skip catch. A skip catch is just a deconstructed butterfly, meaning that you're just taking your wrists apart. Let me slow it down so you can see it. This is my right hand, it's on the bottom. I go as far as it can go, can't go any longer. The top hand takes it, turns as far as it can go. the bottom hand is there to take it. If I slide them together, I get the butterfly. If I go apart, I've got my skip catch. Starting to go over, the beginning of a skip catch. Snapping it around, snap it around. That's where you can start to pick up your speed. And if you can, keep your elbows down. That's more proper. If you can't, your elbows are coming up. You're doing this kind of thing. That's all right at the beginning, but get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get your shoulders stronger. Get your arms stronger. All the spinning should lead to a more powerful grip for martial arts training, whether it's grappling or striking or using a martial arts weapon. Now let's talk about basic self-defense. I've said it already a couple times, but when I can see the threat, when I see it coming in advance, because of situational awareness, it's the first principle of self-defense, and paying attention, I know this could be a potential threat. I'm walking with my long martial arts staff, speaking softly, carrying a big stick for self-defense. I put it between me and the threat. As soon as he gets close enough, I'm just going to point it at him and say, hey, you're too close, back up. Give a verbal command. Now see what happens when I point that thumb, it just pops into my ready and waiting hand. Getting two hands on the staff gives you a lot more strength when you strike. Now you could strike with one hand, strike with one if you have to, kind of like a spear. You can use it like a spear if you have to. But if I point the thumb and pop it into that other hand, now when I strike, got all the power of my body going into that strike. So I'm behind it. I've made myself a smaller target by stepping back. Or if you're like me, you're a little bit more aggressive, you can speak softly, carry a big stick for self-defense, and still be a little bit more aggressive. You step forward, point your thumb, thrust. It's that simple. You're sticking it right through the soft tissue of their body, and that hard piece of hickory. This is the Quantum Self-Protector long martial arts staff, the bow staff, made by Cane Masters. This is my specific staff that I had made to my dimensions for you. For those of you who want to train with a staff like this, that's the first link below. So I point the thumb, and then I thrust. From here, I'm aiming at the center line of their body. I don't care if I hit eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, throat, solar plexus, into the groin, anywhere through the middle to create distance and push them back or keep them back. From there, I can pull into the same shoulder and strike, striking down. And then from there, taking that backhand, coming across in a punching motion to the face, and then finally finishing with a straight over the top. Hello, Sensei Emmett. DMC, good to see you in New Zealand. Coming down on top, chopping right in the middle of their head. So from here, I'm behind my staff, point the thumb. I want you to practice in combination, thrust, angular strike, horizontal strike, vertical strike, and then finish off with a last thrusting motion. I just imagine in my head, you've hit them 4 or 5 times for self-defense, and now you're going to give them the benefit of knocking them out of there so you don't have to keep hitting them, right? You stunned them, you hit them, now knock them away. Naj says, do you step in when you thrust? Naj, yes, I do. If you have time, if you're responding, they're coming so fast, you don't have time, don't step. If you have time, step, and you're gonna just blast them out of there. I just knocked it to the ground, I gotta pick it up. But that's what you have to do. Sai, Sensei Emmett says, love to see me do one with a Sai. I almost ordered Sai, and I can't find them, Sensei Emmett. I left all mine in Ohio, left my Sai, left my, the sickle. What's it called? I can't think of the names anymore. But yeah, we'll do all the different weapons. I'll reaccumulate all my different weapons because I love them, right? I love all the, kama. I'll get the kamas again. I'll get the sai again. And then I want to show you, because my kids and I were watching Musashi. My son said, Dad, who was Musashi? I said, I'm so glad you asked. Been waiting for somebody to ask me about Musashi. Love Musashi. Grew up on Musashi, on the Kurosawa films. Let's talk about Musashi. Oh, thank you, Barry. Barry, welcome. It's great to have you here. Great to have you as a virtual member. And he was fighting with the sickle. And, he's on the one side, it looks like a kama. It's got the long chain. On the other side, it's got that big fist, that big piece of lead. Boom. And throw and catch and spin it around. And, the dart and all that kind of stuff. I love doing those things. My favorite traditional weapons was the question, I love them all. Bow staff's always going to be my first. It was always my first martial art, the one, it was actually a broom, right? I started with a broom. And the question Doug says, can you twirl a bow staff between your fingers? The answer is absolutely yes. There's a great reason to do this too. What this is going to do is this is going to stretch out the forearm. This is going to work your extensor muscles. All the time when we spin, we're spinning with the hand closed, we're striking with the hand closed, we're striking, the hands are closed, so you're gripping, gripping, gripping. You'll create an imbalance. You'll start to get that pain in the elbow. You'll get the pain in the wrist. You might get the pain in the forearm. That overuse injury, that's from squeezing too much and not extending enough. You can fix that by doing this with your fingers and your other hand, just literally what I'm doing right now. Throw this at the end of every workout, just about 30 seconds per hand. And then, toward the end of the workout, do your continuous finger rolling. This is a continuous finger roll. And I know we were doing the strikes. I'm going to show you that striking pattern again because I do want you to practice that if you're not familiar with it yet. But then, if you go over the back of the three fingers, it's almost like a wrist roll. So I go down, and I go over those three fingers, and I grab with my thumb. But what that's going to do is that's going to start to extend your fingers, which are going to work, if you can see, it's going to work all those tendons and those muscles that extend your hand, and that's going to create the balance. It's like if you do a lot of push-ups, you also need to be doing some pulling exercises, especially these exercises where you get your shoulders back and down, and you pull with proper technique, like pull-ups, and then you're going to keep that imbalance from getting like this and then having the headache and the from the push-ups. From here, keep the hand pain away, learn how to do the continuous finger rolls, and then you can do tricks, your figure eights, your wrist rolling, and then you can throw in some finger rolls, and then that breaks up kind of the monotony or adds to when you start to do some freestyle. If you like to do freestyle or bow flow work, you throw in those finger rolls. But they're one of my favorite things to do for therapy for the hands. It'll really help with your hand strength and your hand health if you adopt that. And what it is, take the other hand, right? And you bring it down and you slowly let it go through all the fingers. When it gets to the pinky and the ring finger, then it goes back up to the middle finger. So it's not going to roll around the pinky finger, but from here, and it's going to, and at first you're going to be like, oh, I can't do it. Tell yourself, I can't do it yet, and then don't quit. And I promise you, you'll get it. If you don't quit, you keep moving in the right direction, you'll always get it. Einstein said that. He said, I'm not smarter than anybody else. I just stay with the problem longer. I'm not smarter than anybody. I just stay with the problem longer. That's how I figured everything out. That's how you're going to figure it out. Just don't give up. Don't quit. And then you'll be able to do it. Then the last thing that I want you to see is the beginning where we were standing behind the weapon, point the thumb, practice the thrust, an angular strike, bring it from the back, bring it down over the top, and then come straight in with another thrust. Put it in the backhand and practice a similar routine where you pull it up into this position. Here's the threat. I just pull it up. It's in my backhand. He's coming in. Thrust. So from here, thrusting in. This hand's already set up for that angular strike, horizontal strike, straight down on top, and then here, finish again with that thrusting motion. So practice those two basic striking combinations. When you practice things in combination, you learn it faster. And good, Brandon, it's great to see you. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. We're going to do another one of these in about 30 minutes. I'll be right back.